Yes, guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, the king of the dugout. December conclusion. Now, I've decided to put December conclusion because I think there was a little bit of conflict between maybe what I was naming the saves and what I was saying was the match report and stuff. So just to make it a little bit easier, that's how I'll go from here on. December conclusion. I've decided to do a video on this now because we are going to have a couple of weeks break, myself and Mark. Mark's having a couple of weeks away visiting family, and it's just good for me to have a little bit of a break for it. But this is a big time. There's another reason whilst Mark's away, this is a big time of the year, because you may recall, guys, there is going to be some activity at December/January. Just remember that, yeah? Okay, but that's not what we're here to discuss. We're going to look at where our guys are at the end of December. Now, our guys already know where they're at. So let's get straight into it. As you can probably see, the league table looks like this. Jesper Ronman is still leading the way by 2 points of Lee Sharples. Lee Sharples, for me, is the out-and-out star because he was expected to be outside the top 7 in my opinion. But 2 points off the pace. Yes, an extra game, but he really, he's defying the critics and he's shutting a lot of people up. Connor Marchbank, Football Heritage. Connor, I think he'll be happy to be in that top 3, no doubt about that. But he's had a bit of a topsy-turvy time, but he's there. Almo, St Helens, 50 points, 6 points off the pace, but in the playoffs. Orange is a new black. Mark Rutgers, he wasn't expected to do too well, so if he can get in the top 7, I think he'll be happy. Chicken Curry, Trevor Choi, well, he had a good start to the season. He's had a bit of a tough time, but he's in the playoffs, and that's exactly like Sunday Strikers. Philip Dirala, he's endured a tough couple of months. Murder on Zidane's floor, Stuart Danton. I think I, especially, was expecting more from Stuart this season. But, he's not out of it yet. There's a long way to go. We're past the halfway stage of Season 1. Glasgow United, William McGregor continues to do shit. I think he's just been a bit unlucky. I think with William, maybe he went wrong a bit at the start of the transfers when he spent a lot of money on 1 or 2 players. But you know what? It's all good fun. And he's not out of it yet. And he also needs to avoid the sack. And it's even worse for the next person. Wayne Chester, Missed Rolling in FC. Well, he's had an absolute awful time, as you can see right there. But we have looked at something, and there was nobody on the list. That's important. Okay, so we'll start then with Wayne Chester. Wayne, you can see if you look at the December month, he's had a bit of a tough time. He's through in the FA. He's through to the FA Cup 3rd round. Well done. You're out of the vans to a rival. You've got that FA Cup to look forward to. You've got to just hope, really. I don't know. Maybe something drastic on the old. Change of tactic. My own opinion here is I would change a tactic. I'm not a fan of sweeper, and I think you need to do something, drastic maybe. Probably something similar for you, William. Let me remind you that William still has players on global bans. Remember the non-EC thing that he shafted himself over, to be honest with you. So he's out of the FA Cup. I mean, it's a bit harsh for him, really, isn't it? He landed Jesper Ronman's run mansion in the 2nd round of the FA Cup, so he's out. Let me remind myself now, he's out of the van. So it's going to be a long season, long second half season for William because he's out of everything. So again, I would be inclined to think. I mean, I don't mind that formation. I don't like that arrow on the. On the defensive midfielder. I'm not a massive fan of 2 up top, if the truth be told. I like the narrow concept, but you know what? You're the manager. You are the manager, but over to Stuart Danton. Now, Danton's got his 4-1-3-2, or at least that's what was played in the last game. I don't remember you. Let's just see the last game. Was that the last game? That's what was played last time. So, you know what, the assistant manager is... let me just remind myself, who is your assistant manager? Gianluca Vialli. Well, look at that, he looks fucking amazing, doesn't he? So, Stuart Danton, he's through to the FA Cup and he's through in the vans. So, he's got a big month ahead of him. I think January is a massive month for so many people. I mean, how many games has he got? 7 games. It's going to be a big month, it really is. But the very best of luck for Mr. Stuart Danton. Sunday Strikers, well, you've got to feel for Philippe Dirala. 2 months ago, he was in a really good position. December was an awful month. Was it December? I might be getting confused with November. It was November, sorry. November, yeah, sorry, the last 2 months. November was an awful month for him. December wasn't any better. He had a few good points that he picked up on, but do you know what? Big Phil's in the FA Cup third round, and for some reason, there were 3 of our managers not involved in the vans. Now, I don't know why. I don't know how that was determined. It could have been my own fault. It could have been based on a seeding from the team that I replaced. I don't know. But the 3 teams, I think, I'm trying to remember who they are. I think they're Big Phil. I think it was Mark Rutgers, Orange the New Black, and I think it was St Helens Town, Alma. I think it was M3. They were all compensated with £100,000. Over to Chicken Curry. Now, Chicken Curry, boy, Chicken Curry, we've got something to tell you on him because he is through to the FA Cup third round. He did that the hard way, but look at how impressive is that. He is through to the semi-final of the League Cup. More about that in a moment. But it's going to be another big month for him. It really is because, spoiler alert, there you see, because he's going to be playing a mouth-watering first leg semi-final of the League Cup against his rival. Spoiler that Jesper Roman is also in the semi-final, but we'll go to that in a moment. We fucked that up, didn't we? What a massive month it's going to be for Chicken Curry and Trevor Choi. Orange is the New Black. He's through in the FA Cup and he's through in the vans. Okay. Well, I got that wrong, didn't I? I got that wrong because... Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, okay, so I need to take 100 grand off the 3 people that I just said because it looks like they've entered from the second round. It would appear they've entered from the second round, and actually, in actual fact, I'm actually going to still give them 100 grand, I think, because they've not had a first round to win some prize money. So the 3, I didn't realise that. So St Helens, Sunday Strikers, and Orange is the New Black are all in the second round. So how interesting is that? So we've got 8. Let's just. So we lost 2 managers, didn't we? Yeah. Okay. So that's good. So we'll give them all 100 grand, which is basically the equivalent to beating somebody in your own league, as far as the prize money is concerned. So that works better. Okay. So good to know then that they can win a trophy. So Orange is the New Black. Yeah, you're in the FA Cup, and we'll have a look at the draw for that in a moment. Almo, St Helens. A decent month. He lost. Now he'll be really fucking gutted to have lost to Glasgow. No disrespect to William here, but when you're losing to Glasgow United, you've got problems. He went out the FA Cup. He'll be disgusted with that. To land a rival, you know, well, it is what it is. But he opened up the month very, very in fine style. Almodo. Again, I don't think he was a strong team in comparison to some. So I think St Helens, Orange is the New Black, I think they'll be happy to be in the playoffs, but of course the playoffs is what it is, isn't it? Over to Conor Marchbank, there was high expectations for him, but he's through to the FA Cup, he's in the van still, and of course he had to get through the FA Cup first round replay against Blasphemians. Now of course Blasphemians were one of our guys who decided to pull out at the start of the season, due to unforeseen circumstances, but it is what it is, so he had to stay in as is. That team will be wiped, I should point out, and it will stay as Blasphemians, but we will leave them with an empty team to make it easier. But he's got a big FA Cup tie, it's fair to say. Over to Fritzl Palace, who for me, as I said, continues to silence a lot of people. So he went out the FA Cup early. He didn't make much money, to be honest with you. But he's in the van still. So, you know, it's going to be a big second half season for you, Lee. Can you hold on? I will say something else. Let me remind you that every manager, for every home league match, they get £10 multiplied by their capacity. Now, Lee, for example, only has a 1,000 capacity. So throughout the month of December, this is as well as all prize money for cups if they're in it. He had 3 home league games, so he was given, as you can imagine, £30,000. But he chose not to increase his stadium, or he didn't have the money, or whatever. And finally, Jesper Ronman, who again, like Trevor Choi, is riding high. He's in the FA Cup third round. He's in the Vans. He's got a mouth-watering Vans game against St Helens. And he's in the League Cup semi-final. Let's show you the League Cup then. Chicken curry, what an absolute victory. And I think, remember, was it Football Heritage, I think it was. Let's just go back. It was Football Heritage, who should never have been knocked out of that. That was brutal. So I think maybe Connor, Football Heritage, is probably cheering on Chicken Curry here. But take nothing away from Jesper. Jesper, you know, he did his job. He beat Middlesbrough. He needed extra time, but he did it. Stockport going through to the semis is also quite a shock. Now, of course, we're going to see one of our guys in the final. You know, they're going to both have 2 legs, which is just going to add more games to their fucking calendar. Arsenal are more than likely going to be the team that get to the final, but you never know. You just never know. They've brought Figo, it would appear. I'm guessing Man United. Are top. Okay, I've gone fucking wrong there. I just want to see who's top of the Premier League. Very, very quick. Yeah, they are. Okay, so that's where we're at. Let's have a look at the FA Cup classified draw for the third round. Have we got any big clashes? Now, of course, the next month we're probably going to see the 4th round concluded as well. So the 4th round is at the end of January. Now, if anybody draws in the 4th round, their replay will be in February. So, it makes it difficult from a monthly update perspective. But we've got no clashes. So, Orange is the New Black, difficult looking game. I fancy Run Mansion to go through to the 4th round. Murder on Zidane's floor, he should make it. Chicken Curry have Man United. Well, I didn't spot that. But let me remind myself now. Who knocked out Man United in the League Cup? Somebody knocked Man United out the League Cup. Where was it? It was Jesper. Jesper knocked them out in the 4th round on penalties. So we shall see. Omish rolling in FC. I think he's going to struggle. Sunday Strikers, big game against Everton. Football Heritage, big game against Villa. It will be very, very interesting to see. And finally, let's have a look at the Vans. We've got a couple of big clashes, of course, in the southern section. Oh, we've not got a draw yet, have we not? Yes, we have. There we go. There's our draw. So, our biggest game, of course, is St Helens against AC Run Mansion. I would be fancying all our guys, apart from that clash, of course, to advance through. So, the second round then is in January. So, obviously, you can see there that the quarterfinals will be in February. And it will go all the way down to the area final and then the grand final. I think you've got to be fancying one of our guys to win it, surely. You know, surely you've got to be fancying, let's just get to the second round again. You've got to be fancying, and I think, realistically, it's a bit early. I mean, it's a cup, isn't it? Anything can happen in a cup. St Helens take on Run Mansion. If Run Mansion get their goalie injured at the first minute, then it changes everything. Talking of which, that can happen because Run Mansion did have to play Big Nev in goal. Let's have a quick gander at Nev. He's had a few games now, hasn't he, for you, Jesper? Big Nev, because he had an injury to his main goalkeeper. They've sent him for surgery. I didn't spot that. Now, of course, that's your assistant manager that's done that. Because if he's been sent to surgery, that means he's been sent to surgery specifically. That's quite interesting. It really is. Let's have a quick gander now then at all our guys. Justin Walker leading the way for Jesper Ronman. 28 goal involvements is fucking remarkable. Cameron as well. Look at that. And that's why he is where he is. Chicken Curry. Kiko. I don't even think he's a starter, is he? Very, very interesting for you. Football Heritage. Do you know what? I spoke to Connor about this guy at the start. He's a legend for me. Me and my brother, we know him only too well. Onasino, what a fucking legend. And look at that, he's proven me right. He really is. Over to Fritzl Palace, who continues, as I say, and I can't stress enough just how well he is doing. 20 goal involvements, 29 goal involvements. You know, go on, Lee. I'm cheering you on, Lee. Glasgow United. Nothing worth screaming for you, William, I'm afraid. Over to Murder on Zidane's Floor. Sunday Johnson. Okay. Also, of course, he fell victim to a couple of players being banned for the season. Orange is a new black. Javan looking good. Colucci's doing well, considering he's a low knee. Omish Rolling, nothing worth screaming for you, I'm afraid, Wayne, given your season so far. St Helens, Vitor, 14 goal involvements, looking good. And finally, Sunday Strikers. Well, Doolan's not a first teamer, and look how well he's doing, 806. Weatherston as well is doing extremely well. And a little mention here, we got to do it, haven't we? Because obviously, due to unforeseen circumstances, Matt resigned as manager of Inter Yinan, and because it was mid-season, I weren't able to move him. So we had to leave him in the game. But it is what it is. You know, he's there to compete with an assistant manager and a newly appointed manager. Let's see who that is. It's Paul Bracewell with Frank Rijkaard as I should have put Rijkaard, shouldn't I? I don't think I could have, could I? Yeah, maybe I couldn't. Okay, you know, there he is. He's going to be a force because obviously there was a team built. Now, of course, they've brought another player as well. That don't help things. You know, it's just one of those things, you know. He's there to compete against everybody. But again, like Blasphemians, at the end of the season, I will keep Inter Yinan in the game. But I will put them into a conference league or something. I will replace them somewhere else and I will strip their players. So them players are all going to be available for transfer. So, it's fair to say, it's a remarkable time at the minute. And I think what we could look at, I don't know if I'm going to get away with this. Let me go and look at my Hall of Fame, if it lets me. Oh, God. I'm having a fucking mind blank. I don't know if it's going to let me. There we go. That's interesting, isn't it? Now, that's interesting. Trevor Choi has picked up more points than Jesper Rodman. Now, this is hilarious. This is great because Lee Sharples is bottom. Lee Sharples has picked up a Minji 6,000. This is why the cups do matter. You know, now remember, when I did it on points before, when we did the part 1 of King of the Dugout, and this is very, very interesting. It's no surprise to see Trevor Choi and Rodman neck and neck, because they are neck and neck, aren't they? Heritage, third, Sunday Strikers, Orange and New Black. I think it's hilarious to see. That King of the Dugout headquarters, Colchester, that's a shit thing, that is. I might even consider retiring from that. I might have to retire. In order to make it a little bit easier. I think I might, because that's shit. We don't really want that, do we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, they're all in it then, aren't they? They're all in it. So, very, very interesting. And that's it from me, guys. As I said, we've got a little break now. And until next time, from me and the King of the Dugout, take it easy.